Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number 95B in a 626 finish. The Rockwood 95B as a flush pull is what it is. Used on sliding or swinging doors. I've seen it certainly on both. Dealer's choice on that. And that's what it looks like. Being Rockwood, as you can see the way the light reflects off the face of the unit, it's going to exhibit exceptional fit and finish. It's going to look like a piece of hardware that was handled by people wearing gloves, is the bottom line. Exceptional fit and finish. The 95B is representative of what this item is. The 626 stands for two things. Made of brass on the outside plate and in a satin chrome plating. Satin chrome plating over brass is the most durable of all manufactured finishes. The most durable natural finish would be stainless steel with a satin finish, solid stainless. This would be the most durable of all natural finishes. The flush pole like this is used in sliding door applications. Very thin lip material. That's certainly going to work with an application where you have to have doors slide past each other. You'll very often see it in closet doors where they're single acting, but they're hung on center hung pivots. And the reason is because they want to conceal the hardware. And these flush poles go a long way to reducing the footprint of the overall visual of the hardware on the door, along with roller latches from Rockwood, certainly as well. Rockwood can even help you with pivots as well. Not a company that people think of when it comes to pivots, but I've just as an aside, I've sold some Rockwood pivots, and it's gorgeous material. I would very much suggest that you review it. I wish I sold more of their pivots. The dimensional properties of this item, let's go over it, and they're all mentioned down below. Let's hit the product template first, and that is going to show us the mortise is going to be required, along with 2 and 11/16. I'd say that'd be accurate. 4 and 3/16 on the overall height, that'd be accurate. An overall thickness, I don't see them giving us that, but we're going to go with something in the 13/16 range. Wrong. 3/4. Oh, forgive me. They're saying mortise it for 3/4. Okay. So yeah, an overall thickness or depth of the body is going to be just shy on 3/4. So what you're really dealing with there is this dimension, okay, which is certainly going to be closer to 11/16. They've got a recommended mortise there of 2 and 13/32, so basically 2 and 7/16, about that. Way off, about 2 and 5/16, forgive me. Overall height, 3 and 29/32. That's going to be your mortise, and what I'm measuring for you here is the body size, giving you the mortise size as well, so you can see 2 and 13/32. Yes, that's going to be basically 2 and 5/16. You can see the body is just shy on 2 1/4. And then the height, almost 4 inch on the height, 3 and 7/8. You can see you're closer to about 3 and 11/16. The point of those mortise sizes in relationship, and you may not notice this, but it's not square, so I'm measuring down here, it's going to come up light. It's important to have the mortise what they're giving you there, because you've got a couple of screws that you're going to install here and here, and you don't want a void top and bottom of the flush pole, meaning that your screw is going to go through dead space before it hits anything, and it's probably going to hit something insufficient. So you're going to want that prep as accurate and as tight as possible. Furthermore, you will certainly want to order the doors manufactured for this. It'd be nice to have a lock block there that you can go in and mortise, or have the factory do it and tell them to reinforce for it. If you've got this door hung on sliding hardware, you're gonna put a lot of pressure on pulling that out. I wouldn't want a 1-inch screw going into particle board to keep that in there, that's for sure. So order the door correctly. If you're mortising for this, boy, this is easy. That's easy money to mortise for these. What I've done I'd make myself a template. Then I'd have a Rockwood 95B template where I'm going to take my router and my collet. I'm going to prep that hole. I'm going to make the preparation so that I get a constant back set. So when I flush it off to the lock style of the door and then clamp it down, I don't have to worry about my back set. I'm going to give me a dimension to the center line of the prep so that I know what door height I'm putting them at. Before you mortise it, you're going to certainly want to take an audit of the rest of the doors in the space so that you match the height. You're certainly going to want to be compliant and compatible with all of that stuff. We did a job many years ago where we had an incredibly long corridor. They may have been 50 doors on this single long corridor, but we had a couple of doors that had a funny lock height, and it's because of reworking 8-foot doors down to a 7-foot sort of height, and the lock preps were really funny. And because that funny height, what happened was, as your line of sight went down the hallway, it was nice and even until it giddied up on these doors, and it was horrible. Needed to be corrected. So you're going to want to make sure that if you have that same application, you want everything at a nice height, for your center line, so that it's all visually compatible. What back set you'd put it at, it's going to depend on the size of your style. How thick is the wood inside of the door that, is in the inner construction? What's the back set of everything else? What will suit the requirements? How big is your stop? All that sort of those different concepts. The 95B is going to be available in all of the finishes Rockwood can do. They're brasses, they're bronze, they're chromes, they're satin, they're polished. They'll certainly powder coat the material as well. We just did a job of a whole bushel load of powder coated black. Not a problem at all. They do cost more, not a problem though. There's a link below this video as well to a document called Product Catalog that will show you the page out of the manufacturer's catalog of the flush poles. And I would encourage you to review that catalog because there's more than one, is the bottom line. If you're looking at the 95B, you're going to scroll down in that area where you'll see this along with the 95A, one that's a bit smaller in size. If you're looking for something a bit more petite, be mindful this is not handicap compliant. Handicap compliance would be on the very last page, your BF97 and BF97L, barrier free, handicap compliant. So be mindful of that if you get into that area. If you've got a pair of these back to back, which you certainly could have, I'd encourage you to go with the 94P by 94L because they will bolt to each other is what you'll want. Okay. And then finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Rockwood products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Rockwood 95B in a US 26D or 626 finish, or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.